Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be doing part 3 of the Combining Megazord Mega Pack from Amazon. In this review we'll be doing the comparison between the American version versus the Japanese version, the Dino Fury versus Ryusoulger. So we'll be starting with the T-Rex Champion Zord and Tyramigo. Here we have Tyramigo and the T-Rex Champion Zord. So let's take a look in the front, side. The Japanese paint has a glossy finish, whereas the Dino Fury one is more matte finish. And the gray on the American version is more darker than the Japanese version. Here we have the top. The bottom. As you can see, there's a button on Tyramigo where you can lock the leg, whereas the American doesn't have it. The arm on the American one moves up and down, whereas this one is fixed. But both mouth does open and close. And you can just rip the head off. You can see here. And also, when you disconnect this and reconnect, it doesn't have a satisfying click to it. Whereas the Japanese one, you have a satisfying click to make sure it's secure. Now let's compare the Blue Zord. Here we have Tordaiken and Tricera Blade Zord. So here's the difference. As you can see, the paint is more shinier on the Japanese version, and the American one is more matte finish. But surprisingly, the American one have more. They added their own detail to the blade, and the gray on the American one is more darker. But the silver are there. So nothing is really missing. Hasbro really did a great job with the Dino Fury Zord. As you can see, the horn are kind of different. You see this one more curving. There's like a design of going out and then curving in. This one is more straight, I guess, as you can see. And the blade is a little bent, but that's just mine. For his posability in the Japanese one, there's no head articulation, but the American version added a head articulation, which is very nice. Now we'll go over Pink Zord. Here we have Ankylos and Ankylo Hammer Zord. As you can see, the differences. Again, the detail are different. American one have more detail on it, whereas the Japanese one doesn't. The paint are missing on the tail. The silver outlining for the hammer is missing, but overall everything is here. You can see the detail on the American one. The head, and you can see the gray is glossy on this one, whereas this one is just matte finish. For some reason, which is a good thing, the American one doesn't have like screw. The screw is not visible, whereas the Japanese one you can see the screw hole. And again, there's no head articulation for this, but there's head articulation for an American version. So that's one improvement. Now let's take a look at the Green Ranger Zord. Here we have the Green Ranger Zord. So we got the Tiger Lance from the Japanese and Tiger Claw Zord from Dino Fury. As you can see again the paint differences and the detail. You see the gold detail on the American. The Japanese one is just flat. Where this one have its own detail. The bottom. The other side. The front. The Japanese version, the top, these connector are actual connector where you can connect the port, whereas this one, these are not actual connector, these are just molded. Also a difference is the connector piece for the tail is green, where this one they have like small detail like this are good to see. And when you separate the two, they're different. So these, when you separate the Japanese version, these are actual connector. Whereas for this, the American version, it connected with this one peg in the hole instead of the actual connector. The Japanese one is not as posable. Just go up and down. No head movement. Tail is just normal. As for the American one, we improved. We have rotation right here. The mouth doesn't move, but the head does move. So that's it for the Green Ranger Zord. Next we'll look at the Black Ranger Zord. Last but not least, here we have the Black Ranger Zord. We got Milanito and Stego Spike Zord. As you can see the difference again with the paint and plastic. Here the difference. There's not much difference except for the color and the plastic. As you can see, this is more matte black and this is more shiny or glossy, I guess. For the Japanese version, they use all silver for the spike. These are still soft, but as still tough, I guess you can say. Whereas the American one is very soft, plastic. As you can see, the difference is not a line, I guess you can say. As you can see, this one's silver and the back is gray because the plastic they had to use. The gold are different. The gold on the Japanese one is lighter, and this is more vibrant or darker, I guess. Side. Bottom. You can see this handle is longer. The handle on the American one is longer than this one. So that is it for the Zord. Now we'll compare each Megazord form. So this is the American version for the Fortress mode. And for the Ryusoulger, the Japanese version, here's a comparison. Zoom out. Here we have the Fortress mode for the Japanese and the American. The only difference is this is not a connector, but you can place it on, but it won't connect. As you can see, this Japanese one is the T-Rex is sitting flatter than this one. I'm just gonna connect this on the tail. And here's the back. So somewhat similar. Here we have the T-Rex Champion Zord battle mode, and let's compare it to the Japanese version, Kishirio. As you can see, this is more bulkier, and this is more skinnier and more like a stunt suit, more proportion. Here's the front view, the side. As you can see, it is not the Japanese version have like, you can see like screw hole a lot more. This one doesn't really have that much screw hole. The back, the other side. Let's take a closer look at the head. As you can see, this is more flatter because of the key gimmick. This is more rounded and it has articulation. Believe it or not, this is more show accurate because of the paint on top of his head is black. This one doesn't have it. This one have a more shimmering red, but this one is just painted. The back of the head, you can see the knight, but this one is just the back of a head. But if you remove this, it's a knight as well, but not painted. These are the difference. Here we have the Dino Fury Megazord, and to compare with the Japanese version, Kishirio 3 Knight. As you can see, he's very similar. He's more brickish, again, and this is more proportionalized, or human-like. The back is the same, nothing changed. Here's the Dino Fury Megazord blade formation. And here's the Kishirio Triken, as it's called in the show. Again, their heads are different. Side, back, and the front. Take a closer look at the head. As you can see, for this one, it's more flat, as opposed to this one is more rounded out and movable. This the American is more show accurate because of the paint, the black paint again, unlike Kishirio Triken. But this one have a glossy finish paint to it. And you can see this one's more bulkier. This is more sleek. Now let's compare the Dino Fury Megazord hammer formation. Here we have the Dino Fury Megazord hammer formation, and let's compare it to the Japanese version Kishirio Ankylos. Again, he can do dynamic pose because of his posability. Take a look at the head. Again, this more show accurate because of the black visor. This one is just pink. Again, this head turn. And this more filled out. The back of it. Unlike this one is flat because of the gimmick. And here you have the knight. You remove this, you're going to see the knight as well. So basically, similar toy, but different quality in paint and plastic. Here's the Dino Fury Megazord claw formation to compare with the Japanese version, Kishiryu Tigerlance. Here we have him, and here we have claw formation. Basically, same concept. These turn out to be smoother than these. This one is more detailed. The American one add their own detail, and you see they're very similar. Again, the only difference is the head. As you can see, this is more rounded and complete, and more posable and show accurate because of the black outlining right here, or the black filled in. Unlike for this one, there's no filled in, but more glossy paint, and this is more flatter to the side. The back. So that is it for claw formation and Kishiryu Tigerlance. Here we have the Dino Fury Megazord Spike formation. Let's compare it to the Japanese version, Kishiryu Melanizo. So as you can see, he's way bulkier. Again, and here's more sleek looking. This one looks like it's overcrowding. This one is more like more room for him to like move around. Articulation, it might be limited because of these, but if you change it so these are vertical, which I show you in part 2 of the video, you're gonna have more articulation. Here's the side, the back, other side, front. Again, take a look at the head. So these two heads look very similar. There's no added paint to the American version, but just added articulation and nod up and down. And for this one, it's stiff still, or is it's fixed. You can't move it. Again, in the back, there's a knight. This one is more covered. That's it for the two. Let's compare Dino Fury Megazord Warrior formation. Here we have side by side of the Dino Fury Megazord Warrior formation and the Kishiryu 5 Knight. You can see the similarity and differences. The Dino Fury Megazord Warrior formation is more front heavy, so I had to put this T-Rex arm down, or his shield down. He is more cluster. As you can see, he can look like he can barely move. For this one, he can move much more flexibility. See side by side, back, this side, the head are the same as the T-Rex Champion Zord and the Kishiryu. Right, that is it for the comparison. Here are the key comparison of the Ryusoulger, the Japanese version, and the American version. So here we have the ones that come with the Megazord, and these are from the Japanese version. And I do have the one that come with the figure. Here are the keys. Let's compare them. So first, I'm gonna take this piece off. The Megazord key have these pieces that cover up the knight. So we're gonna have like a full-on head. So you want to take this off. And inside you're gonna see a little ranger in here posing. Here's red. Here's blue. Pink. Green. And black. So for the key, here we have side by side red. Here's a holographic, the one come with the figure. The one come with the Megazord. It's not painted, but it has all the detail here. So this purpose is for the Megazord head. So it has articulation, and this is for you want to display with the night mode. On this side, it's not painted. Unlike this, it's more for the Megazord head. You can see both different. And now let's compare it to the Japanese version. The Japanese version have the gimmick, so he can be folded in half. Here's the back of it. So you press a button, it will flip. Dino Fury uses the Japanese version because they flip like that. But for us, we get it separately as in the toy form. But the sticker has more detail. So you lose some, you gain some. These are the differences. You want to see the back. And you see this more like a metallic paint. This is unfinished, and this is the complete for the head. These two have the same pin, so these will be read the same. So let's turn the morpher. Let's use this one first. Link to the morphing grid. This is off. For this, you want to do the same. Okay. Yep. So basically the same. So now let's do blue. Here we have blue, the one with the Megazord, the one with the figure, and Ryusoulger. More detail in paint, but it is sticker. This is actual paint. The symbol are the same. This is molded on right here. The only thing is the sticker got cut off right here. This would be his sword also, as well. You can see the back. More complete paint. This is more show accurate, like in the show. Here, unfinished paint. And here's the Ryusoulger. Again, this fold, and you can see a Triceratops. These have the same pin as well. And you notice that this is more darker blue. This is more like a lighter blue, as you can see by the camera. Put it in the morpher. Link to the morphing grid. Put in the one with come with the Megazord. There you go. Same sound. That's it for blue. Let's do pink. Here we have the one with the figure, the one with the Megazord, and the Ryusoulger, the Ryusoul. You see the differences. The emblem are the same. This just molded in. The back. Again, show accurate head. For this one, unfinished, and the Japanese version. This again, fold. Do the sound, same pin. Into morphing grid. Is that one? The Megazord one. Same sound. Now let's do green. Since I don't have green figure, I don't have the holographic key to compare, but I do have the Ryusoulger. So here are the differences. So just imagine the figure come with it, just a holographic sticker on. And you see the more detail, the symbol, the back. Again, more detail on this one. See how flat this one is? More like rounded, extra detailed. Again, this one can fold. See the saber tooth. And for this sound, you get the same sound as blue. So that's unfortunate. I wish I had more, a different sound. So this is the same pin for blue. And finally we have the Black Ranger key. You see the molded detail. The symbol. The back. This is the only one that looks very similar to the Japanese version. And when you fold this, what it look like. And for the Black Ranger key, so this sound is similar to the pink one. These two pins are the same. I wish black and green have different sound. So that is all for the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Stay tuned for, again, the 5-pack. Once I get it, I'll review the green and black Ranger there and compare the key there. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to hit the bell icon to get notified for a future video. Power Raider 98 signing out.